Hi friends. Today we're going to do an at-home yoga flow that you can follow along with me. You don't need much, just a mat, your body, your breath, and you should be good to go. So let's get started. We are going to start in seated, as you see that I am already. Let's place the palms face down on the knees, rested softly. The shoulders can roll up, back, and down. The gaze is either just beyond the tip of the nose, very soft gaze, or if it feels safe, you can close the eyelids. And when you sort of take the gaze out of the equation and you're not so intently focused on something in front of you or a specific object, maybe you can start to see the body from within. Notice where the body sits in space. Notice if you can visualize the space around the body and how much room you take up. And notice if you can make the spine just a little bit taller. And then bring awareness to the breath without changing the shape of the spine. If anything, as you draw that inhale in, you lengthen just a touch. And as you exhale, you melt just a bit deeper. Beautiful. Bring that awareness to the breath. That life force energy. Such a beautiful thing that we can either involuntarily allow to happen or voluntarily adjust and change based on what's going on. And if you're feeling the heart rate may be a little bit higher and you feel a little anxious here, you can take some slower, deeper breaths, matching the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. And if you're feeling in that calm state already, maybe you just don't change the breath at all. Beautiful. Nice. Go ahead and open the eyes when you're ready. Let's roll over to sitting just on our heels. Our knees are going to come in and our heels out about the width of our mat. And we're going to sit almost just in between our heels. So if right away your sits bones don't make it to the floor and there's some space there, that's completely okay. And you can use your hands to help you adjust and make this as comfortable as possible. And also to help you lift off the floor. And when you're ready, if you want to bring the hands behind you and just send the upper body back. Maybe shift around slightly, working into the wrist. Beautiful. Tuck the chin toward the chest and gently lift the hips any amount. Amazing, and lower that down. Nice, feeling the blood flow come and go in the legs, that compression in the knees. Let's lift again. And lower. Beautiful. Let's lift left hand off the mat. Come to sit up tall. Keep right hand behind you, but face the fingers toward the back of the mat. And then I want you to bring the left arm up and around in a nice big circle as you lift the hips off the ground. Beautiful. Nice big circle with that hand as it comes back in front of you. Lower the sits bones down. Replace the hands and do that on the other side. So nice big circles with the hands as you lift the sits bones off the ground. Beautiful. Lower. And then we're going to take it to the other side again. Big shoulder circle, and as you complete that circle, lower the hips. Other side. And lower. Amazing. Let's come to our tabletop. So our wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. But in this unique table, we're gonna lower to our forearms. So forearm tabletop, hug in the belly button so that the spine is nice and neutral. We don't want our table having any dips in the middle or tenting going on. Beautiful. And then go ahead and straighten out the right leg, resting the ball of the foot and the toes on the ground behind you. Shift forward and back, feeling that in the calf. Focus on keeping the hips squared off here. So try not to bump the right hip up if possible. Beautiful. And see if you can take that a little more forward so you're reaching your face almost to touch between the thumbs. Nice. And before we go anywhere, let's pick the right foot up and touch it to right tricep. Bring it forward, nice core engagement, and send it back. Rest the foot down on the earth. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift, core activation, send it back, tap down, lift, bring it in, elongate and tap down, and let's bring right knee to meet left, shift the hips side to side. Awesome. Let's do that on the other side. So left leg comes long, shift forward and back. Keeping the hips squared to the floor. And then see about reaching the face toward the earth, using those shoulder muscles to keep you from collapsing. Nice. Beautiful. Lift left toes off the mat, crunch it in, left knee, left tricep, send it back, toes touch down, lift, crunch in, send it back, toes down, 1 more, nice, extend and lower, allow left knee to meet right. Let's come up into our tabletop, so coming off the forearms and onto the hands. Do a little internal rotation of the elbows, shining the elbow pits forward. Nice breath. Amazing. Let's do some cat-cow. So on the next inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, curl around the spine, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, drop belly, lift gaze. Exhale, curl and tuck. Inhale, chest shines forward, shoulders back. Exhale, push the floor away. Beautiful. Let's tuck the toes under, send the hips up and back, coming into our first downward dog. Pedal up the feet if that feels good. So in our down dog, the heels obviously do not have to touch the mat, and especially on our first down dog, they likely won't. So just be gentle with yourself here. Press through all the pads of the fingers, including the thumb, the index finger. Amazing. Take a few more breaths here. And then we're gonna walk our hands back toward our feet, coming into our first forward fold. And you can shift the weight into the balls of the feet with a slight bend in the knees. Grab for opposite elbows if that feels good, maybe sway side to side. Awesome. Release the bind, roll up slowly, slowly to the very, very top. Shoulders up, back, and around. Nice. Root firmly through the feet. Palms shine forward. Neck is nice and long, so a slight tuck of the chin. And you breathe, find your power. Amazing. Let's bring the toes to touch, little space between the heels, palms to heart center, and start to bend up the knees, lowering down, and then shifting to the balls of the feet, little balancing pose here. Bring the thumb knuckles to the sternum. Give a massage there. Shoulders are back, neck is still long. And then we're gonna hook the left elbow to the outside of the right leg, coming into a prayer twist here. Take the gaze either toward the right or up toward the ceiling if you want to challenge your balance a little more. So with every breath, we're focusing on pushing the right thigh away and guiding the thumbs back toward the sternum. Beautiful. One last breath. And reset, bring that back towards center. Let's take a forward fold. Hands come to the mat, straighten out the legs. Bend up one knee and the other, lift one heel at a time. Let's do that on the other side. We're gonna bring the palms to heart center, bend up the knees, come to the balls of the feet. Take a moment in center. And then hook right elbow onto outside of left thigh. Take that twist on the left. Wobbles are normal. Beautiful. Come back to center. Hands come to the floor. Forward fold. Release it. Amazing. Let's walk the hands back out to downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Plant left foot in center of mat. Pick right leg off the mat. Bring it in, knee to nose, and then plant the right foot between the hands. Let's lower back, knee down, untuck the toes. Keep the hips square toward the front of the room and go ahead and reach up, rise up. Sitting deep into that left hip without collapsing the lower back. So see if you can tuck the tailbone down under and engage that core so that you're nice and lifted as well. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands behind us and clasp the knuckles. Draw the knuckles down toward the earth. Maybe the gaze lifts. Amazing. Release that. Bring the hands back up. And we're going to frame right foot. Straighten out that right leg. Bring the toes to flex toward the face. Runner's lunge. Or sorry, half splits. Half splits. Breathe. Shoulders back. Bending back into that right leg. Coming back into our low lunge. Let's plant the hands. Untuck back toes. Step right foot back to meet left for downward facing dog. Awesome. Find your breath. Take a breath in. Right foot center of the mat, lift the left leg. Knee to nose, step through the hands, lower back knee down. Find you're set up with your lower body, and then reach the hands up high. You should feel this. Well, everybody might feel it in different areas, but you may feel it mostly in the right thigh. And play around with kind of adjusting the hips here, maybe kind of open them up a little bit and then bring them squared again. Tuck tailbone under, activation in the core, and we're going to come into that half splits. So shift the hips back, bring the arms down, straighten out left leg, toes flex toward the face. Nice, back into our low lunge, reach the hands high, and I realize we didn't do this on this side, so bring the hands to interlace behind the back, draw the knuckles down toward the mat. Gaze may come up, head may drop back. Keep that engagement of the center, the core. Beautiful, and release it, bring the arms up, frame left foot, let's tuck the back toes under, back into downward facing dog. All right, let's move into some sunnies. Walk the feet up toward the top of the mat, forward fold. Take a breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, step back, lower half or all the way. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Amazing. So if you lowered all the way, you can always come into baby cobra there. So not doing too much on the lower back right away. That space between the floor and the knees gives your body a little more space in our up dog. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Beautiful. Exhale through the mouth, let something go. Take another breath in. On the exhale, walk the feet toward the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, root to rise. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, length. Plant the hands, exhale, step back, lower halfway or all the way. Chaturanga, inhale, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice. Relax the muscles of the face. Beautiful. Walk, step, or jump, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Maybe a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Step back, opposite foot this time. Goes back first. High plank, lower down, all the way this time. Beautiful. So let's lower down to our belly. Hands stay where they are. Let's come into baby cobra. Lift. Chest and chin off the mat. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. If you want to play with hovering the hands. And lower to the right cheek. Relax here. Let's keep right hand where it is. Bring left arm long, tee it out to the side of the mat. And then we're going to use our right hand to press into the earth, rolling up to our left hip. So our right hand is almost like a kickstand, just kind of keeping us from rolling back onto our bellies. This is a shoulder opener. It's called shoulder pigeon. So if it feels like too much on the shoulder, you can always close up the angle of the left arm. And then if you'd like to take this a step further, you can plant right foot behind left knee. Soften your face. And just a few more breaths here. Beautiful. Let's come out of it the same way we went in. So stack the legs, rolling back onto the belly slowly. Switch out the hands. Bring right arm long. For a moment, rest right cheek on the mat. Press the floor away with the left hand. Roll up onto the right hip this time. And if that feels like enough, great. But if you'd like, you can step left toes, left foot behind right knee. Breathing. Beautiful. Let's roll back to our bellies ever so slowly, stacking the legs. Press back up to the knees. Let's come into child's pose. Knees come wide, toes touch behind you. Sit back on the heels. Arms come out long, forehead, forearms rest on the mat. Big, big breath in. Feeling the belly expand, and breath out. Nice. Let's roll up, all meeting in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Step left foot to center of mat, lift right leg. Knee to nose, step that right foot through, stay propped up on the ball of the back foot. Reach up, rise up, high lunge. Amazing. So we already got our foundation down, but this time we're not on the back knee. And let's swivel back foot down. So back foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Pressing into the pinky edge of that foot. And you can always widen your stance here. The hips are squared toward the front of the room. You can always bring your hands to your hips and just check that they're nice and squared before you reach back up. Amazing. And let's interlace our fingers behind our backs. Switch up the grip of the hands. Draw knuckles down toward the floor, chest shines open, and fold into humble warrior. Fold the body to the inner, right leg, right knee. Keep the hips squared, gaze is soft. Amazing. One more breath. Use the core to help you come back up, release the bind, reach the arms up. And let's cut the air into warrior two, opening up the hips toward the left side of the room. Arms are teed and the gaze is beyond the right middle finger. Keep your torso in the center. And the back foot is parallel to the back of the mat here. Find your strength, find your breath. Beautiful. Straighten out front foot, reaching forward. Reach as far as you can, and then drop right arm to inner right foot or to right shin, reaching left arm high. Gaze is beyond the left hand. Try not to collapse here, so minimal weight on the right hand, depending more so on our core. Beautiful. See if you can let go with that right hand and bring the arms overhead as if you're holding a beach ball. Last breath. And reach it up. Beautiful. Lower the hands down. Let's step the back foot in about a foot. Square off the hips toward the front of the room. Reach up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold over the right leg. Pyramid pose. Nice. Awesome. And from here, we're gonna come into half splits on the left leg. So left leg is gonna be our standing leg. So we're gonna walk the fingertips back just a touch. Bring the weight off of the right foot, shift it into the back foot, slide right foot back and up. Half splits. So in half splits, we're keeping the hips squared to the mat. That leg doesn't have to be completely perpendicular to the floor. Last breath, and slowly lower it, coming into a forward fold, nice deep bend in the knees. Beautiful, rolling up. Let's walk to the back of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Walk the hands out toward downward dog. Plant right foot to center, reach left leg high. Left knee to nose, step between the hands. High runners lunge, reach up. Amazing. Hold the belly button in and up. Hips squared forward. Slight bend in the back knee is completely acceptable. Beautiful. We're gonna swivel back foot down 45 degrees, keeping the hips squared if possible. You can train track the feet if needed, if desired. And reach the arms back to clasp. Draw knuckles down, chest shines forward, maybe head drops. Breathe in. Exhale, humble warrior. Bring the shoulders to inner left leg. Reaching the arms up overhead. Notice if you're still squaring off those hips. That's what we want. Beautiful. Next, inhale brings you up. Bring the arms up overhead. Warrior one, cut the air to warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, opening up those hips. Find your alignment here. Nice strong fingers. Amazing. Straighten out front foot, teeter forward till you can't anymore. Lower left hand down, right hand comes high. Gaze beyond the right fingertips. Breathing. The hips are stacked here. Beautiful. See if you can reach left bicep by the ear. Bring the right hand to follow like you're holding that invisible beach ball. And then reach it up. Beautiful. Lower arms down. Step right foot in about a foot. Square off toward the front of the room. Feet are facing forward. Reach up on an inhale. Exhale and fold over the right foot. left foot. A bend in the front knee is great. Amazing. And where we're headed next is that that standing split on the right leg. So we're going to shift the weight into the back foot, dragging front foot back, and lift it off the mat. Standing splits. Breathing. Beautiful. Go ahead and lower. Left foot to meet right, forward fold. And let's drop into our child's pose. Knees come wide, toes touch. Rolling the forehead side to side along the mat to massage above the brow. Beautiful. Roll up to sit on the heels. Cross the ankles and come on to the seat. Legs come out long in front of you. Reach the arms up overhead and reach for the toes. Seated forward fold. And release it, rolling up. Let's come down to our backs. Soles of the feet come to the mat. We're setting up for bridge pose here. So the knees are pointed toward the ceiling. The spine rested on the ground. Palms can be face down to help support you. Slowly rolling tailbone off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Lift those hips up. Play around with maybe lifting the heels, walk the feet in just an inch closer. Beautiful, breathe in. And as you exhale, lower down slowly. Lower the heels, bring the soles of the feet to touch, drop the knees open. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. Close the eyes if that's okay in your body. Tap into the heartbeat, the breath. Are there any sensations that you can feel, maybe a heat or a tingling, or a stretch feeling in the hips? And bring the knees back to center. You can use the hands to help you do so. And then we're gonna shift the hips toward the left side of the mat, lower the knees toward the right, tee out the arms, spinal twist, gaze comes left. Bring the head back to center, knees back to center, reset the body. Shift the hips toward the right, lower knees toward left, gaze comes toward the right. Beautiful. Bring everything back to center. Hug the knees in toward the chest. Maybe lift your head and shoulders off the chest. Nice tight ball. Squeeze, 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 squeeze everything. And release it. Savasana. Take up space. Let the legs be wide. Let the arms be off the mat. The body soften. Final resting pose. Take as much time here as you need. Beautiful. And when you're ready, bring awareness back to the body. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. You can stay in Savasana, or you can bend up the knees, roll onto your favorite side. Come back to your cross-legged seat. Hands may rest on the heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope your body feels good, your mind feels good, and that you can take this out into the world and spread all the kindness and positivity that you can. Thank you.